The Haunting of Alice's Dollhouse. Alice was an imaginative young girl. She had always loved dolls and considered them her closest companions. Her collection was diverse and impressive, ranging from antique porcelain dolls to modern plastic ones. However, Daisy was special, and Alice felt an instant connection to her new doll. Despite the strange happenings surrounding Daisy, Alice refused to let go of her beloved companion. She began investigating the strange occurrences and became determined to uncover the truth. As Alice delved deeper into the mystery, she discovered something that she never expected, something that would change her life forever. One night, Alice went to check on Daisy. Alice couldn't believe what she was seeing. The new doll that she had loved and cared for was now the source of all her terror. She couldn't even begin to comprehend how or why this was happening. Her once beloved companion had become a vessel for something dark and dangerous. Alice knew that she had to act fast before things got worse. But as she stood there in Daisy's room, staring at the malevolent spirit that had taken over her doll, Alice couldn't help but feel overwhelmed with fear and uncertainty. How was she going to fight this thing? Would she be able to overcome it and restore Daisy to her former self? These questions raced through her mind as she stood there in the darkness, face to face with the evil that had taken over her beloved doll. As Alice's fear and anxiety intensified, Daisy's physical appearance seemed to change. Her once innocent and charming demeanor became distorted and menacing, causing Alice to feel uneasy around her. The doll's once sparkling blue eyes now looked ominous and cold, and her perfectly coiffed hair became frayed and tangled. Alice's attempts to move Daisy to another part of the room failed, as if the doll was rooted to the spot. The unexplained occurrences surrounding Daisy continued to escalate, and Alice couldn't ignore the feeling that the doll was trying to communicate with her in some sinister way. Alice knew she had to confront the source of her fear and unravel the mystery behind Daisy's malevolent energy before it consumed her completely. Alice had always been fascinated by the supernatural, but she never imagined that she would face an evil spirit in her own home. Daisy, her beloved doll, had turned into a malevolent force that threatened her sanity and safety. Alice's curiosity and determination to uncover the truth led her to confront the spirit, despite the overwhelming fear she felt. As she stood in front of Daisy, she could sense the dark energy emanating from the doll, but she didn't back down. With all her strength, Alice demanded that the spirit leave, hoping that her words would have some effect. Suddenly, the room grew cold, and the air became thick with an ominous presence. Daisy's eyes glowed red, and her head spun around, sending chills down Alice's spine. The spirit's response was swift and brutal, as objects flew across the room, shattering against the walls. Alice realized that she had underestimated the power of the entity, but she refused to give up. She stood her ground, ready to fight until the end, determined to save herself and her home from the evil that lurked within Daisy. Despite the fear and violence of the spirit's attack, Alice was determined to confront the evil force and protect her home. With her heart pounding in her chest, Alice focused on her inner strength, drawing on every positive thought and memory she could recall. She refused to back down, even when the spirit intensified its aggression, hurling objects and slamming doors with a force that shook the entire house. Alice held her ground, summoning every ounce of courage and determination she had, until finally, the spirit could no longer withstand her powerful will. With a blinding flash of light, the malevolent force was expelled from Daisy, leaving the doll lifeless once more. Alice stood panting and trembling, feeling both drained and elated at her victory over the supernatural threat. She knew that her life would never be the same after this terrifying encounter, but she also knew that she had found a new sense of strength and resilience within herself. After the ordeal, Alice became more mindful of the dolls she collected and the energy they held. She began to see them as more than just inanimate objects, and developed a deeper understanding of their significance. Alice's bravery and resilience inspired others, and she became a role model in her community. People came to her for advice on how to deal with their own haunting experiences, and Alice always had a kind word and a listening ear for them. Through her triumph over fear and the supernatural, Alice learned the power of positive energy and the importance of facing your fears head-on. I hope you enjoyed watching and found it entertaining. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to stay updated with my latest videos. Also, feel free to leave a comment below with your thoughts on today's story, or any suggestions for future videos. I appreciate your support and feedback, and I'll see you in the next video.